What's going on, Pixel Hackers? Christian Lovrecich from PixlFeed here. And in this video, we're going to talk about Meta Advantage Suite and Advantage Plus for Facebook ads. But before we get started, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right in. So Facebook made this announcement about a week ago about powering up performance through Meta Advantage Automation Ad Suite, which the name pretty much sounds like a credit card rewards programs or like one of those like airline miles rewards programs. So, and Facebook is really good about marketing their features and make them sound like there's something else when they're really not. So after I saw this, I figure I go through it and break it down for you guys so you guys don't fall into this whole lie that they're adding all this new stuff to it and it's going to do all this stuff for you. So let me break it down for you. I'm going to put the link in the description so you guys can read it for yourself as well. So basically what they're doing here is doing damage control for the iOS 14 debacle that they weren't ready for. And it's no secret that Facebook, the ultimate goal for Facebook at one point is to automate everything. And I've actually seen beta testing where Facebook actually writes the copy for you and he creates the creative for you. So at one point down the road, this is going to happen. But the issue that I have for this is that it's not quite there yet for small accounts. For bigger accounts, you can get away with it when you're scaling because the only way to scale is broad, honestly. But for the smaller accounts, you still have to guide your Facebook ads in the right direction to get the best results possible. You don't have to, but I highly recommend it because I've tested it a million times. And one way to test this is like I tell you guys, if you watch any of my videos, always launch some testing campaigns and do one ad set that's broad, one with interest, one with lookalikes, and then test from there and see how it goes. Because some smaller accounts, depending if you have a great offer and a good bundle and a good price and all that good stuff, and it's a product that people need and want and they're really passionate about it, you're gonna get results through a broad campaign even if you're just starting out. But those harder type of products that don't have anything like a special angle to them, it's gonna be a lot harder. So you still have to guide them using some type of interest or lookalike audiences, basically giving Facebook some type of data to say, hey, this is kind of the people that I need. Can you go find them for me? So after iOS 14, they released this, this article saying best practices. And basically what best practices are, it's like make sure your domain is set up correctly with the right events, purchase add to cart or leads or whatever. Make sure all your events are aggregated events are set up properly. Make sure that your domain is verified. Make sure your business manager is verified. And, make sure basically that you're following all policies. And then once you start reading down, they start to touch up on like automated ad products help to improve the performance of your ads by relying more on machine learning. And that's the key word here, machine learning. It doesn't mean that it's perfect. It means that it learns from whatever you feed the machine and what the machine has learned from multiple ad sets and multiple accounts from all people from all over the world, millions and millions of advertisers. So it's always constantly learning. So what does it do? It automatically, finds the most relevant audiences or ad placements for you. They also allow you to further simplify optimizing campaigns so you can worry less about managing your campaigns and get back to running your business. In fact, 77% of advertisers testing these automated products said that they saved several hours a week using them. I can see that on a huge account. But the reality is that on small accounts, that is not the case. On small accounts, you still have to keep an eye on things daily, especially with the CPM skyrocketing and the cost of the ads going through the roof. You got to remember, the people that can just set some ad sets on wide open broad and let them go are people who have money to spend and they have a good, well-established brand in their hands. So Facebook tends to do okay with that, okay? And I mean, the reality is if you're gonna spend 100K or 200K a day or a month, that's the only way you're gonna scale. You're gonna have to use broad. So this is where they wanna take everyone. But you gotta remember, when the algorithm is doing the work to find those people, the optimization speed is not quite there yet to get you the best costs possible right away if you don't have any data. So this is why I'm not quite a fan of it across the board, only on certain accounts, because the reality is that, most of the businesses out there don't have that type of money to spend, and they're counting every single penny that they're spending in order to make the most profit possible for their stores or their brands. So here's where we get into the whole marketing spin to make it sound a lot better than it actually is. So it goes Meta Advantage Suite. Under the Meta Advantage Suite, you'll see two kinds of Advantage products. First, there are the features marked Advantage, Oh, fancy. That allow you to enhance a specific aspect of your manual campaign setup, such as selected detailed targeting options within your target audience. Second, there are products marked Advantage Plus, there's a credit card name again, credit card rewards, that allow you to automate an entire campaign flow from end to end, an entire core step of your manual campaign setup, such as placements and creative. So they make it sound super fancy, but all this is going to the campaign level, clicking that button, and basically Facebook just chooses automatic placements, automatic everything wide open, and then, you know, dynamic for your ads. So it's nothing special. It's stuff that we already have. They're just making it sound super enticing for you, and that it's going to do these crazy things for you, like optimization, achieve better campaign results and sustain them over time. Personalization, match the right people with the right ad at the right time. Basically, Facebook saying, hey, we're going to grab the right creative on your dynamic ad, which is either video or pictures, and we're going to place the one that we think they're going to convert right away when they see it. And efficiency, save time and effort in campaigns, freeing up your strategic big picture work. Well, you still have to load all the creatives into the account. And even when you load all the creatives into the account, it doesn't mean that all your creatives are going to hit. So guess what? You're still going to have to make a bunch of different ad sets and make sure you're testing different angles and different, you know, pictures and videos and all that, and all that good stuff. You still got to test all this stuff. This is not what they're promising. It's not going to happen right away. You're not just going to throw a catalog ad out there from your catalog where there's no explanation for your products or showcasing the product, and you're going to get all these sales. I mean, there's only a few products that will let you get away with that, and it's not that many. So now as we go down, we're getting into the quote unquote audiences. So they're talking as advantage lookalikes and advantage detail targeting. Lookalike expansion and detail targeting expansion. So what they're saying here is advantage lookalike allows Meta system to reach a broader set of people than those defining the advertiser's lookalike audience. So basically is the expansion targeting that we have for lookalikes right now. There's a little box right there that's a level, but if you click it, you can expand the audience to your lookalikes. So they're just making a little fancy name for it for you. Now, here's where it gets interesting. They're saying studies show using advantage lookalikes can improve cost per action, CPA, when compared to using lookalike targeting only. So the reason for that is because pixel lookalikes only are not working as well as they used to because of iOS 14. We're missing a lot of that data. So if you expand on that to let the algorithm find people based on what it's learned from shops and first-party interactions on the platform, it might do a better job. And supposedly, you know, they tell you right here, where do you go? For example, website or mobile custom audiences seeds saw a 17.3 decrease in median CPA, while customer list custom audiences seeds saw a 10.1 decrease on CPA and customer cost per acquisition. And I always take these stats with a grain of salt, and there's this little 2 right there, and it tells you the explanation on what they did, you know, basically breaking down what the decrease was and all that good stuff. So 17.3% decrease in median CPA compared to using lookalike targeting only. And using customer list, custom audience seed saw a 10.1. So it's the same thing that they're explaining here in this paragraph. So we all know that they've been getting rid of targeting options inside the platform. So the little interest targetings or things that, you know, that can offend people. To give you an example of like small interest will be like something like knee pain. You know, that was a good one that I used to use for like fitness stuff, products. But now they're getting to advantage detail targeting, which is basically the same thing that they've been doing already. That's already there, right? So you got to choose whatever broad interest options you have on there. And then that little box at the bottom that says expand detail targeting, that's basically what they're telling you. And with the studies that they've made, is like they show advantage detail targeting had a 37% lower median cost per incremental conversion than when not used. Again, I take all of these with a grain of salt. Why is that? Because read this. Meta-funded advertiser test conducted May through July 2021, comparing performance between 10 detailed targeting expansion campaigns versus identical campaigns without the detailed targeting expansion option selected. We found that One, median cost per incremental conversion was 37% lower when using detailed targeting expansion versus not using detailed targeting expansion. Two, a Bayesian, I can't even pronounce that, simulation framework shows 81% winner probability that detailed targeting expansion outperformed campaigns not utilizing detailed targeting expansion from driving cost effectiveness conversions. So that's good news. That's good news. If I'm reading that and that is correct, I'm all for it, man. I'm not complaining. But am I going to take their word for it and just do it? No, absolutely not. I'm going to test it. I'm going to grab an account that I know gets results, and I'm going to test it, two ad sets against each other and see which one performs the best. And I can assure you that one day one will do better than the other. It's not always going to be that way, at least for now. I can assure you that. App campaigns, I'm going to skip that. Let's talk about placements, because again, they try to make it seem so fancy. So basically what they're saying here is like, hey, take advantage of automated placement. We know where people are most likely to convert, and we'll use that placement that, might do the trick because we have all that data inside the platform. And I've tested this a million times over, and I will say 85% of the time, automated placements beat everything else. But here's the deal, and this is where people get lazy. This works, and it will pretty much 99% of the time outperform if you choose just the feeds or whatever placements you want, if you tailor each creative to each placement. And I know you're not a big agency, if you don't have a creative team, if you don't have a whole team behind you, it can get very tedious to, making a reel that's 15 seconds, and then the square version for Instagram, and then the story version for Facebook. And one has to be 15 seconds, the other one has to be 60 seconds. And then the, desktop right-hand side placement, that's a whole different size. So that can get tedious and annoying, but I can assure you, if you actually make your creative tailor for each different placement, you will get fantastic results. And they actually tell you right here, for example, in a recent conversion lift study, campaigns running across 6 or more placement had a 73% likelihood of outperforming campaigns running across 4 or fewer placements, right? And then we can get into the detail here, and they're pretty much saying the same thing. So this one I can agree with, and it's getting very, very good at it. Then they go into Advantage Plus Creative, which is basically your dynamic ads. And listen, I'm a big fan of dynamic ads when starting an account, and even at scale, if you have the right creatives and the right product. And they're actually telling you in here that it lowers the CPA by 3%. Actually, I've seen it lower the CPA by a lot more than that, especially starting out. But again, they're talking about link clicks, landing page views, and offsite conversions. But what they're telling you here is what they don't tell you here is like, okay, link clicks and landing page views, that's super easy to get. But let's talk about conversions, because let's face it, most people watching this, they want to know about the conversions in their store and the cost per acquisition. So I'll take this one with a grain of salt. But as from my experience, I always love to start an account with dynamic if I can, if I have plenty of creatives to work with and plenty of copy, because it makes it easier to find out which ad creative works best, right? So I highly recommend dynamic. Try it out. It will probably lower more than 3%, to be honest with you. And then last but not least, and this is the one that most people should be talking about, but they're not, and it's shopping campaigns. I think shopping campaigns, I'm going to eventually get really good at getting you sales, because right now it says we were able to increase the return on ad spend significantly over 80% versus the business as usual. That I call bullshit, and I don't know which store they did that with, because everybody that I know that got that huge ad credit, like 50 grand or whatever it was, to try their shops, all those campaigns performed terribly. They were terrible. So unless they're lying or they did this after that test and fixed it, I haven't run any shopping campaigns yet. Not again since that catastrophe, because I'm waiting for Facebook to catch up, or quote unquote Meta. I think it's going to do really well. And why is that? It's because Shops is first party data. Everything is happening inside the platform. Think about it. If they go to your shop, that's on your Facebook page. If they click on the product, that's in your catalog. If they check out, they're going to check out through Facebook. Guess what? Facebook knows the average order value. They know the CPA. They know what time of the day you bought. It's the same thing. I mean, I think Shops could get to the glory days of Facebook of 2015, 2014, when everything just converted like crazy. But the costs are still going to be higher because of the competition that we have out there, because everybody's on the platform now. But I think this is going to do really well. So they're saying that shopping campaigns drove 12% lower cost per purchase conversion. I haven't seen that personally, but I can see it happening at some point with all that first party data. So in a nutshell, basically there's nothing new. It's just all fancy name words and marketing spins to make sound everything like it's amazing, like it's gonna make these huge differences for you and your account and blah, blah, blah. Is it gonna happen? Eventually, but I just don't see it happening right now. And I still recommend that you test everything. Split test one thing against the other. Don't just take their word for it, because I can tell you right now, and I've said this a million times on this channel, no two ad accounts are the same. That's why I never speak in absolutes. And I tell you guys, never listen to anyone who speaks in absolutes when it comes to Facebook ads. Okay? A big account, a huge account that's spending 100 to 200K a day on, whatever it is, on a real brand like Toyota or something, or affiliate products, it's going to behave a lot differently than, so-and-so who just started a, Shopify store selling hats, So always take it for a grain of salt. Guys, if you like that video, make sure to check out the links in the description below. Help support the channel. And if you want to keep learning about Meta, Facebook ads, and digital marketing in general, make sure to check out one of the videos right above me. And I will see you guys in the next video.